If you want to avoid easy to make carry-on packing mistakes that can cost you time, money, and headaches, then this video is for you. Packing isn't always as straightforward as you think. You gotta pack the right stuff, figure out how to fit that stuff to avoid expensive luggage fees, and of course avoid those little known prohibited items that can get you in trouble at airport security. Some of these mistakes you might not even realize you're making. Stick to the end for a trick that I use to essentially double the space that I have in my carry-on. Alright, so the first mistake is one you might be making before you even start packing, and it's one that actually got me in trouble in the airport in Colombia once. I was running late, rushing through the security line, dripping sweat, when one of the officers pointed to a carry-on on the conveyor belt and asked, "¿De quién es esta mochila?" It was mine, and I didn't have time for this. He proceeded to slowly pick apart everything in my bag, piece by piece, until he got to this small, tiny zipper pocket that I barely ever use, opened it, pulled something out, and just stared me down. It was a jackknife that I inherited from my dad when he passed away. The last time I had used this bag, it was on an overland trip where there were no packing restrictions, and the mistake I made is I forgot to completely unpack the bag before I started packing again for this trip. So when you pack, always start with empty luggage. This mistake is even more common with personal item bags because a lot of times you might use your personal item bag as your normal backpack, so it's more likely to have stuff in those small obscure pockets. And if you don't empty out every nook and cranny first, you may end up in the airport and realize you have a prohibited item in it. Another mistake is thinking that all your stuff has to fit inside your carry-on. That's just simply not true, and if you're packing this way, you're missing out on tons of extra space. Get a fanny pack and cram that thing full, wear those bulky boots, layer up those clothes, and fill those pockets. Heck, you can even jam empty clothes into an empty neck pillow like my wife Diane does. She made hers herself, but you can also buy stuffable neck pillows on Amazon. Not only do these strategies allow you to pack more without paying for a checked bag, but it also distributes your weight so that your carry-on isn't over the weight limits. More tricks to minimize your luggage weight in a second. Next up, when you're packing, there's a fine line between convenience and security. On one hand, you want to have your important stuff easy to access, but on the other hand, if you store these items on the quick access pockets on the exterior of your carry-on, then they're a target for sticky fingers. And if you don't think that theft happens in the airport, think again and watch this airport scams video. I always keep my important stuff in a zipped fanny pack or in zipped pants pockets that I keep zipped so that nothing accidentally falls out. Did I mention my wife Diane once lost her passport this way while traveling in France? Despite that nightmare experience, she still thinks I'm a weirdo for wanting to have a specific home for all my important stuff, so I know where things are at all times, even with my eyes closed. That way I don't have to constantly be searching through all the pockets in my fanny pack and carry-on and personal item and clothes, constantly stressing that I lost something. This is especially important when you're passing through airport security, when you're taking things out of all your pockets and moving them around and rushing to store them. It's easy to lose focus during all that chaos and to just throw things wherever is fastest, but try to take that extra second to always put things in their home. And take another extra second to like this video so the algorithm shows it to more people. Packing this way helps prevent theft, but what about when the theft is accidental? Exhausted travelers usually don't have their brains firing on all cylinders. And when that happens, which of these two pieces of luggage do you think are more likely to get mixed up and accidentally taken by the wrong traveler? One study showed that 26 million bags went missing in airports in just 1 year. That's like the entire population of Australia. Now, obviously, baggage mix-ups are only one reason why luggage goes missing in airports, but still, 26 million is a lot. So if you have plain, generic, black, or navy luggage, you're putting your stuff at risk. And mix-ups don't just happen with checked bags at the luggage carousels either. Someone could mindlessly grab your carry-on luggage while you're loading up your plate of food in the lounge, while you leave your luggage in a hotel reception while you're waiting to check in, while you're on a bus or public transportation. You get the idea. To fix this, you can jazz up your luggage with colorful straps, stickers, patches, luggage covers, unique luggage tags, or right now I'm testing out these stickers I bought that double for marketing. Not only does this prevent mix-ups, but unique looking luggage is harder for thieves to steal without anyone noticing. If you prefer a more clean look and don't want tape and stickers covering your bag, you could also just buy a bold colored suitcase or backpack. For example, Level 8 is a highly rated luggage company that I partnered with to bring you this video, and they offer some really unique colors that literally make it impossible to mix up. I have their Voyager set here in black, which I added my stickers to, but they also have these in a flashy limited edition yellow color and a more calm, chill green color. These Voyager suitcases are kind of clever because they have these extra wide handles, which means on the inside you don't have those two bars running down the middle like you do on normal suitcases, which lets you maximize your space for packing. I also really like this dry-wet separation pocket to put liquids or damp clothes. A few years ago, I had a little bottle of that hair buzzer oil leak out and ruin my favorite travel pants, which we'll get to in a sec, and so having a pocket like this can help you protect your stuff. Level 8 has come up with some pretty clever features on their other suitcases as well, so if you're looking for a new set, you can get 10% off any of their products using the link in the description and discount code PROJECTUNTETHERED10. Okay, moving on. So as I proved in my video on how to pack a carry-on according to science, the technique that you use to pack your clothes has a big impact in how much you can fit. Many people forget that even if you squeeze something super tight, when you pack it inside of your luggage, it will just expand and take up more space. And the solution involves more than just throwing your clothes in a packing cube and thinking that it will magically take up less space. Unless your cube is jammed to the max, anything you put inside of it is just going to expand inside your cube. That's why those giant packing cubes really don't make sense to me, at least not from a space-saving perspective. In order to fill all this space, you'd need to bring way more clothes than you'd ever normally pack for travel. It makes way more sense to divide your clothes into smaller packing cubes and fill them to the brim so that nothing expands on the inside. Compression packing cubes can be another useful option if you're not always going to cram your packing cube completely full so it doesn't expand, because in a compression cube, if it's not all the way full, you can just zip up the compression straps to make it more compact. That said, all of this is a double-edged sword though, because if you optimize and cram too much, then you're more likely to be overweight and get charged overweight luggage fees. Luckily, there are some sneaky tricks to prevent this from happening, which I share in this video. Choosing the wrong materials for your travel clothes is another amateur mistake. You want to avoid fabrics like cotton and denim that take forever to dry and smell like butt after just one use. Now, I'm about to say something that you might find disgusting, but just know that I only did this for the sake of science. See these boxers right here? I literally cannot get these to smell no matter how hard I try. And believe me, I've tried. I'm now up to 21 days of usage in hot, sweaty Cali, Colombia, including outdoor workouts, and let's see if they pass the sniff test. Diane, what do these smell like?
Nothing.
Were those for 21 days without washing them? The same goes for all the socks and shirts that I have from this brand. You just need to let it sit out to dry after you use it, and then the next day it smells like new. This is quality merino wool, and although it's a little bit expensive compared to normal clothes, it literally makes it so you can cut the amount of clothes that you need to pack in half. So if you factor in the need to own fewer clothes and the ability to pack lighter so you don't have to pay carry-on luggage fees and less time and money spent on laundry while you're traveling and while you're at home, then you can start to justify the cost. At least that's how it works in my mind. You can also try cheaper materials like polyester spandex blends like this shirt that I'm wearing right now. But the way this merino wool literally never smells bad just blows my mind. If you want to fit everything in your carry-on and still be comfy and stylish, avoid packing single function items. Instead, you want clothes that are multifunctional, like these pants, for example. This one pair of compact pants is formal enough for a casual night out or a work meeting, but also stretchy and comfy enough to take on a multi-day trek. Now compare that to having to pack one pair of casual jeans, one pair of dress slacks, and one pair of hiking pants. The same goes for tops and especially shoes, which take up tons of space. Think about it. If all of your clothes serve at least two purposes, that means that you can pack 2 times less and save tons of space. These packing mistakes are really only scratching the surface though. For 6 more, even bigger carry-on packing mistakes, watch this video next. It includes some important ones that you need to know to avoid some stressful situations with TSA and airport security. Alright guys, like, subscribe, do the things, love you, bye.